Well, good morning and welcome, everyone. This is Metro Morning and Metro Midday on a wonderful Wednesday. I'm Eric Walker. Thank you so much for being with us. We got another great show for you and a lot of news to get to. So before we do that, let's remind you that this show has been brought to you in part by Griffin Financial Services. And Griffin Financial Services specializes in life insurance, retirement, business planning, and wealth management. Financial expert Jim Griffith has been serving the needs of the client for over 25 years. Give him a call today at 1-800-361-6542 or log on to griffinfinancialservices.com. Coming up in today's show, former President Barack Obama breaks the code of past presidents by speaking about the current administration, while he thinks President Donald Trump refuses to concede. Plus, high crime rates in Jackson is causing a prison reform activist to change gears in his message. We'll show you how Stephen Harris's ideas to help lower the crime rate here in Jackson could work. And a high school football game breaks an all-scoring record. We'll show you that in today's Take a Look at This. And Celebrity Wheel of Fortune is on its way. We'll tell you what network landed the deal. Before we get into all of that, let's take a look at the recent coronavirus numbers right here in the state. The Mississippi State Department of Health is reporting these new cases of coronavirus in the state. This is a look at the new deaths and outbreaks in long-term care facilities. Masks are no longer a statewide requirement, but the city of Jackson still requires them within city limits. Governor TATE REEVES announced earlier last week that his youngest daughter tested positive for COVID-19. The first family is now self-quarantining.
The numbers are up week over week. The virus is not getting significantly better. In fact, it's getting marginally worse. We're seeing a lot of cases that have come after Halloween. That was 2 weeks ago now, a little over 2 weeks ago. And so we'll be interested to see what the numbers do through the balance and the remaining part of this upcoming week. But last week we had a large number of cases, our worst week since probably late July or early August. That has me concerned. Because it is getting worse, we're going to have to take additional action. As you know, last week we chose to extend our executive order. Today, based upon the data, and the data does not lie, we are going to add 7 additional counties to those counties that will have additional restrictions in place. Those counties are Hinds, Madison, Pontotoc, Tate, Winston, Itawamba, and Montgomery. Adding these 7 counties brings us to a total of 22 counties that are under the additional restrictions, which includes wearing a mask, includes smaller limits on gathering size. But I just want to be clear with everybody across the state today. Just because you are or you are not in these 22 counties does not change what is in the best interest for you and your family. What's in the best interest of you and your family and all Mississippians, if you go out in public, wear a mask.
And the coronavirus, our top story on this Wednesday morning. The nation's top official as it relates to infectious diseases says that America could be out of the woods by April. Could that be the truth? Here's more from Dr. Anthony Fauci. Take a look.
Getting back to normal as early as April 2021. That's the hopeful assessment coming from Dr. Anthony Fauci, the nation's top infectious disease expert.
There is light at the end of the tunnel. Help is coming. And that should, I believe, motivate people to just say we're going to double down and do this uniformly.
In an exclusive interview with CNN, Dr. Fauci says when we can gather again freely depends on a number of factors. Fauci pointed to the pharmaceutical manufacturer Pfizer's announcement that its early data shows its vaccine is more than 90% effective, and a second company is expected to unveil its own early results soon.
I think that if we get most of the country vaccinated in the second, third quarter of the year, and the vaccine continues to prove its efficacy and people adhere to those fundamental measures, I think we can start approaching the degree. It's not going to be a light switch.
Meanwhile, the U.S. has surpassed 10.9 million COVID-19 cases and 245,000 deaths as many states continue to break daily records.
A month ago, we had 1,000 people in our hospitals in Ohio. Just a week ago, we had 2,000. Now we have over 3,000.
Even before we reach next April, the death toll from the pandemic could be devastating. An influential COVID-19 model projects the U.S. death toll may reach 439,000 by March 1st. Health experts and lawmakers are urging people to stay vigilant and continue to follow public health measures.
We can see the end of this. We just have to tough it out for, a few more months and do what we need to do so we can get through this.
I'm Meredith Wood reporting.
Exactly 1 week after Joe Biden was declared to be the next president of the United States, supporters of current President Donald Trump protested about the election results, and far-right groups marched in Washington, D.C. and protested the results of that election, including right here in Mississippi. And President Donald Trump refuses to concede. Biden's team moves forward with their own transition plans. Meredith Woods has the latest.
Thousands of President Donald Trump supporters rallied at our nation's capital, including conservatives and groups that are identified as far right. Many repeating the baseless claim that the election was stolen from Trump.
I think that the swamp is so deep that there's probably been fraud and cheating that have gone on for decades now.
Why weren't you out here in 2016? Why weren't you out here in 2016 if you thought there was fraud and when Donald Trump won?
I think that there's been some fraud in all of the elections.
President Trump has yet to concede. On Saturday, he passed by two Greek supporters on his way to the golf course.
Are you any closer to making a cabinet decision?
Yes.
This is delaying the presidential transition and blocking President-elect Joe Biden from receiving critical COVID-19 data, foreign correspondence, and intelligence briefings. Despite it all, Biden's team is moving forward with transition plans.
It's really important in this moment that we be handing over the reins diplomatically, peacefully between political parties to the Biden transition team. We need to be prepared.
The team met on Saturday, admitting they're seeking back channels to get top-level intel on coronavirus, reaching out to former officials since they say the current administration has locked them out. Experts say this obstruction could make the U.S. vulnerable to national security threats.
Bad players around the world could try to take advantage of America. And it's happened before, or at least the threat of it has happened before. We don't want that to happen, especially when we're in the midst of a pandemic.
I'm Meredith Wood reporting.
What are these false claims of widespread election fraud doing to our country right now?
They appear to be motivated in part because the president doesn't like to lose and never admits loss. I'm more troubled by the fact that other Republican officials who clearly know better are going along with this, are humoring him in this fashion. It is one more step in delegitimizing not just the incoming Biden administration, but democracy generally. And that's a dangerous path.
A community in North Carolina is hurting this morning as they're dealing with the loss of life from a massive flood there. And neighbors say that the precious life that was taken during that flood is bringing everyone to their knees. Take a look.
I'm saddened to report that they just found the body of the one-year-old baby just a little while ago, approximately 4 o'clock this afternoon.
It was news so terrible, Alexander County Chairman Ryan Mayberry could barely get the words out.
It just breaks my heart.
Crews spent 2 days searching through water and debris for the missing. The sheriff tells Channel 9 the baby was found in thick brush more than 900 feet from where he'd been camping with a relative. This woman knew one of the adults who died and had been praying that searchers could find the little boy.
I can't imagine what that poor baby must have went through, or anybody for that matter.
We don't know much about the victims. Officials have not released their names as they notify family members. Just before noon Friday, searchers found the body of a missing adult not far from a camper. And the sheriff tells Channel 9 a teenager also died. We also know they weren't all Alexander County residents.
I just got off the phone with a family member of the one-year-old, which they are very appreciative of what everybody has done. And hopefully this will bring closure to the families.
Channel 9 was with search teams Friday. The county says 100 to 150 people had been part of that effort. The water now retreated, but officials say at one point the water here at the campsite was 14 feet deep.
It's just devastation beyond anything I've ever seen.
The devastation extends beyond the campsite. 50 roads are compromised, 4 bridges and 11 roads washed out, and another person died when the road collapsed. It makes access between communities incredibly challenging. But through this tragedy, there's also been overwhelming support and kindness. Already, a fund for the campsite survivors has raised more than $15,000 in less than 24 hours. And help for the county could be coming from FEMA as well. County officials say Governor Cooper says they will likely qualify for a disaster declaration to rebuild.
This community will come together. We've had a tragic loss of life, but we will come out on the other side.
All right, everyone, stay up, stay with us. When we come back, my sit-down interview with Mr. Stephen Harris. You might remember him. He was the activist, and now he is turning to a crime fighter. We'll show you the guy who started the movement that brought Jay-Z's organization to town, why and how he's switching up gears in his messaging. That's next after the big show returns.
Circuits deliver power by making connections. At Entergy, we believe that works for people, too. The next generation is our connection to the future. So every year, Entergy invests millions of dollars in education to teach skills for better jobs, to build a brighter path. To us, making connections means more than electricity. It means fulfilling promise. And together, we power life. Entergy.
The greatest impact we can have on the future is teaching our children to live healthy at home, at play, and at school. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Mississippi partners with our schools to support them in being places where our children learn about healthy habits and where they are empowered to achieve full academic potential. With the compassion of the Cross and the security of the Shield, Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Mississippi is building a healthy Mississippi.
At Hope Credit Union, we understand you. While most banks are busy trying to figure you out, we already get it. Sure, you want outstanding digital services, but you also demand outstanding one-on-one personal service when you want it. And yes, you want instant access to your finances, but you also want sound financial advice. We're all over that. So remember, Hope Credit Union is the place to do your banking. Join today. Hope Credit Union. Better banking, better lives.
Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Mississippi partners with our communities to promote living healthy. With the compassion of the Cross and the security of the Shield, we're empowering you to take control of your personal wellness journey and to find the joy of being active at every age and helping you build proud, healthy communities with a heart of hospitality, because it's about you, your health, your life. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Mississippi. It's good to be blue.
Welcome back, everyone. This is Metro Morning and Metro Midday, and I'm so happy to have with us an activist who has been on the front lines here in Mississippi for criminal justice reform. We saw him and we met him a little bit earlier this year when those riots in the jail broke out, when people were requesting and basically demanding better and fairer treatment in Mississippi's prison system, including Parchment and some other facilities. We saw him on the front lines there at the state capitol, and he's got some ideas for us as we've seen some skyrocketing crime rates here in the capital city. Now he's transitioning to see what we can do to lower those. And again, I'm so happy to have with us on this morning, Mr. Stephen Harris. So good morning to you, sir, and thank you so much for being with us.
Good morning, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's been a long time coming. but I do believe in change.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So again, as I was saying earlier, I was out there earlier this year when we had, actually you were there before Jay-Z and some of these bigger names came down here and rallied at the state capitol. You were fighting for criminal justice reform through your Second Chance initiative, hoping to get something passed through the legislature. So obviously now we're in a different season due to COVID-19, and so. What you're saying is, we've seen an astronomical amounts of violent crimes happen here in the capital city. So now we kind of want to transition the conversation to how do we prevent these crimes from happening. Talk a little bit about some of your ideas.
Well, basically, being a criminal justice reform advocate, advocating against the prison pipeline and various other levels dealing with government entities. I said to myself that that all this fighting that's contributed towards criminal justice reform, but here it is by me being a person that lives in the capital city, and every time I turn on the news, I see that there's a homicide. And that really just it stirred up something in my spirit, because I said that, well, if I'm fighting one way, I might as well be fighting the other way to minimize crime and to propose a solution to the problem. So just to collaborate with a few of my proposals that I wanted to propose to the city of Jackson is that, first and foremost, we as a collective whole, we have to understand the root of the problem. We have to analyze the crime-stricken areas. We have to analyze the poverty-stricken areas. We have to also take into consideration that a lot of children, a lot of these youth are disadvantaged. Then we got to look at gentrification. We got to look at the fact of all of this dilapidated buildings, structures, commercial properties, houses, and so forth. And nobody is taking the initiative to rebuild the city of Jackson. So in the course of me making my proposal to the city of Jackson, the only thing that I'm saying is that for you to live here, born and raised right here in the city of Jackson, you got to believe in something. If you don't believe in something, you'll fall for anything. So my thing is, why not believe in your own community? But the thing of it is that a serious dialogue have to be initiated to try to minimize the crime rate. For one, what I'm proposing is this: we need a community center in the city of Jackson, because the Boys and Girls Club can't do it. Various other, private entities and community entities, they can't do it. I can't do it. Law enforcement agencies can't do it. It's gonna take a collective whole to try to set in motion a community center. There are many properties, many commercial properties that could be turned into a community center. So that's number one. Number two, now we don't have a skating ring. I'm just saying, we do not have, if the kids want to go skate, they got to go outside the city of Jackson just to go skate. You're just trying to make the child feel like, that the child is loved. Movie theater. We don't have a movie theater. So overall, what I'm saying in so many words is that the youth that are involved in a majority of a lot of this criminal activity, a lot of these homicides, people being killed, being robbed, and so forth. My thing is, they don't have a sense of direction. They need a sense of direction. They need leadership to take a stand, whether it's on the inside of the community or whatever. They need role models. The Big Brother Society can't do it. Like I say, the Boys and Girls Club can't do it. Many churches around Jackson can't do it. It's gonna take a collective whole to bridge the gap and give these children something to do. And like I say, if you believe in Jackson, if you believe in the restoration of Jackson, if you believe in the promises of Jackson, if you believe that we can prosper, then do something about it. So the time is at hand for those who want to believe in the restoration of Jackson, of those who want to believe in the prosperity of Jackson. We can't pray this situation away. We have to do something about it. You know what I'm saying? And that just real, brother.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Mr. Stephen Harris, I appreciate you for coming on, sir, and taking your time to talk about your thoughts. And of course, we want to keep up with you, and you're welcome to come back on the show anytime. And hopefully we'll see some decrease going forward in these homicides here in the capital city. And we appreciate you for lending your voice to activate folks in our community.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
All right. Stay with us. More Metro Morning Live on the other side of the break.
My name is Bobby Rush, the blues man. I felt something of the virus really on the 29th of February. My temperature was 105. 2 or 3 days passed by, I had this chill and I couldn't get warm. This fever had me out of my head because I lost track of the time. Everything runs through your mind. Your life, where you've been, where you're going, what you did and what you didn't do or what you should have done. This virus ain't no joke. My life was on the line. So I want everybody to take a look at me and listen. Wash your hands. Make sure you wear a mask and go out when you have to. This is not over, but we as a people, we have found a way.
Circuits deliver power by making connections. At Entergy, we believe that works for people, too. The next generation is our connection to the future. So every year, Entergy invests millions of dollars in education to teach skills for better jobs, to build a brighter path. To us, making connections means more than electricity. It means fulfilling promise. And together, we power life. Entergy.
Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Mississippi partners with our communities to promote living healthy. With the compassion of the cross and the security of the shield, we're empowering you to take control of your personal wellness journey and to find the joy of being active at every age and helping you build proud, healthy communities with a heart of hospitality, because it's about you, your health, your life. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Mississippi. It's good to be blue.
Welcome back, everyone. This is Metro Morning and Metro Midday, and we turn our eyes to health news on this Wednesday morning. And most people remember the host Alex Trebek of Jeopardy and how he was diagnosed with a stage 4 pancreatic cancer and how he did not live much longer after that diagnosis. Well, he wasn't the only one. There was also Ruth Bader Ginsburg and also Mr. John Lewis, who died of pancreatic cancer. It is a deadly form of cancer that can take a life very, very soon. And we explore it in today's Health Minute.
What it is, we love you out. That's very kind. Thank you.
For 36 years, he was the legendary host of Jeopardy! On Sunday, Alex Trebek died more than a year after announcing a diagnosis of stage 4 pancreatic cancer, a disease that's hard to find early. The pancreas is deep inside the body, so early tumors may not be seen or felt during routine exams. People usually have no symptoms until the cancer has become large or spreads to other organs.
To make a real impact in the disease, we're going to need to get better therapies.
Dr. William Kant says there are a lot of new therapies and trials, but in his 30 years as a surgical oncologist, he hasn't seen substantial advances when it comes to pancreatic cancer.
There are newer tests coming that could potentially diagnose pancreatic cancer earlier, but again, the tendency for it to spread at an early stage doesn't ensure that a real early detection will translate into cure.
The overall 5-year survival rate is just 9%, according to the American Cancer Society. But there are factors that put you at higher risk, including family history, pancreatitis, diabetes, smoking, obesity, and age. While there are some advances in drug therapy allowing for longer survival,
we have a long way to go.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Well, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air lovers are looking forward to the holidays in just a few short weeks. That's because a brand new reunion show is set to hit the HBO app, and it has all of their favorite characters, and a lot of folks are looking forward to it. Take a look.
You probably seen the picture. I posted it about a month ago, me and the whole Fresh Prince cast, but you're not ready for this trailer. You couldn't be ready for this trailer.
Now this is a story all about how my life got flipped, turned upside down, and I'd like to take a minute, just sit right there. I'll tell you how I became the person.
How crazy is it walking in here?
Will and Alfonso, from the very beginning, were just playmates.
This is my brother Carlton. He knows we can't afford any bigger clothes, so he just doesn't grow.
James is the heart of the show.
James Avery was this 6'4" Shakespearean beast, and I wanted him to think I was good. How come he don't want me, man? I fall into his arms at the end of the scene, and he's holding me, and the shot pans off, and he whispered in my ear, "Now that's acting."
I didn't realize how many people we were reaching.
There will always be a piece of all of us in that living room.
Our show meant Black excellence to people. The excellence was the way that we loved each other.
I couldn't celebrate 30 years of Fresh Prince without Janet.
Wow.
This morning, everyone, on this wonderful Wednesday, Wheel of Fortune fans have something to look forward to. There's going to be a Wheel of Fortune Celebrity Style edition. Take a look at this, y'all. People Magazine report that ABC will host People Magazine reports that ABC will air the word puzzle game show with celebrity contestants. The celebrities will have a chance to win up to $1 million donated to their choice of a charity. These series, like the original, will be hosted by Pat Sajak and Vanna White. Sajak and White have co-hosted Wheel of Fortune together since the 80s. It's unclear when the new series will air. Wheel of Fortune resumed production over the summer after a halt because of the COVID-19 pandemic. The show was redesigned so contestants could stand 6 feet apart. Wow, looking forward to that. I grew up on Wheel of Fortune. It was Jeopardy, then Wheel of Fortune every night beginning at 7 p.m. And so we're looking forward to that. That's it for us, everyone. I'm Eric Walker. Thank you so much for being with us. And of course, we remind you to wear your mask, stay safe, and we'll see you right back here tomorrow for Metro Morning and Metro Midday. Have a great day.